Hey, we're live.
Hi.
I'm so excited. Hello, everyone. This is Toni Gorn.
Hi.
Hey, Toni is with us. She is a student at the University of New England, studying a master's in social work. Yay, social workers.
Yay.
Awesome. So she is new to our Harper therapy team, but not new to the field.
No, not at all new to the field. I've been doing social work since 2004. Yeah, just about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were just having a conversation about how graduate school has been just like a honing, kind of similar to my experience as well, a honing of just those innate characteristics and like who you are. And so you might be a student getting your master's in social work, but definitely have tons and tons of experience.
Yes, that I do.
Awesome. Well, welcome to
Thank you.
Our team. And you are going to give us some help today with some tips about sleep.
Yes. I need my sleep. I have to have at least 8 hours.
Right.
Or
it's not pretty.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't want to talk to me.
Same.
Yep.
I feel you with that. But, the whole COVID thing has not been a real helper on the sleep front.
No, definitely adds to some of that anxiety, making it more difficult for you to fall asleep. I know I struggle with that. So I have to find things to do to make sure that I know I'm going to fall asleep that night. And I have to be very aware of it.
Yeah, but really mindful about sleep and setting ourselves up for good sleep.
Yes.
So we have some tips on how to do that.
We sure do.
Awesome. And this is a good reminder too. You might know of some of these, but now's a good time to check and see, like, am I actually doing these things? Yeah.
Because it's so easy to fall into a pattern. Like, our first tip is watching your caffeine intake and what time of day. I know personally, if I have caffeine past noon, it makes it really hard, which sounds silly because it's noon. Like, you should be able to, but I can't. I know that when I go to bed that night, I'm going to be jittery. It's going to be more difficult for me to fall asleep. I get that skin crawling feeling.
Yeah.
And I know it's because I had caffeine earlier in the day.
The older I get, it seems the earlier in the day I have to cut off. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah. But it's about my cutoff too.
Yeah, and it's hard though because then you're so tired and you don't know what else to do. So you think you can just drink that soda or stop at Starbucks, but at the end of the day, it's just going to start a whole cycle that you don't want to get into.
So watch your caffeine intake, especially later in the day.
And be mindful of it. If that's something that you've never thought of and you didn't realize, like, oh, hey, I drink a cappuccino every day at 3 o'clock, but I have trouble sleeping.
Right.
Maybe take some inventory of that and how are you feeling when you're going to sleep?
Yeah, and if it isn't coffee, then maybe it is soda or tea.
Right.
Those kinds of things.
Right,
because there's with those.
Caffeine and things that you wouldn't even realize it.
Right, so. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving your body, making sure you're doing something. I'll be honest, this past weekend I was lazy. I was very lazy Sunday and Monday.
Same.
So it absolutely made it more difficult for me to sleep because I didn't do enough to tire out my body where the other, 5 or 6 days I'm running. I'm constantly on the move.
Right. So whether it's a walk, some yoga, whatever it is that feels good for you to move your body.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which then brings us into another good idea is meditation. Can definitely help. Whether it's something that you're doing in the middle of the day or I like to do it at night. There's all kinds of apps you can download.
There's a ton of apps and super helpful, or even YouTube. But you can search on YouTube. Yeah, and meditation isn't like totally clearing your mind. It's
No, one of the apps that I use, it talks you through and it says, if you fall asleep halfway through this meditation, great, because that's the whole point of it.
Right.
So they don't expect you to constantly be listening to what they're saying.
Yeah, and there are specific meditations that are just for going to sleep. And a lot of the apps now have like bedtime stories or bedtime meditations. So that's a good resource as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even though we're talking about using your phone for meditation, trying to cut down on flipping through Facebook or Instagram or watching your favorite TV show. Again, that's something I'm very guilty of, scrolling through Facebook or keeping my favorite show on because, I have to watch this last episode even though I've seen it 700 times. And then I find myself getting into another episode and all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock and I'm not a pleasant person the next day.
Right. Yeah. So that's twofold, because we can get caught in that trap of like watching the next episode, or so scrolling through social media or whatever. And then the time goes. And then also like that blue light from the screens is super wicked on our brains. It is just like not a friend.
Right. No, it keeps you awake.
It like sizzles your brain.
Frying your brain out.
Right? Yeah.
Another one is no big meals. I know my husband has found that when he eats certain things at night, he has terrible nightmares, and it'll keep him up all night, like red sauces and stuff like that. So again, that's something that you have to take inventory of. And if you notice it's a night that you tossed and turned a lot, or you were up or whatever, did you have caffeine? Did you move around that day? What did you eat? How late did you eat it? Those are all things that could impact it.
So a lot of tomato, a lot of fried stuff. Those are things to kind of check in on.
Yep. Setting up your environment for sleep is also really important. Like we were talking about those meditations. If you set up your meditation, make sure your room is dark. I like the room darkening curtains. Those are my favorite. And just making sure there aren't things that are around that can keep you up. I know sometimes that's hard as a parent. I have my baby monitor right by the bed, and I hear the kids. My son talks himself to sleep, so that keeps me up sometimes. But just trying to set up the best you can.
Well, I think even being mindful of your phone, like next to the bed, because you know our brains know, even if it's turned off or even if it's on silent.
You get that itch to just check it. Well, let me just check. Did someone post something? Or let me just look. I think I heard the ding. Like, that's, and in the meditations, I know sometimes I'll tell you, make sure you're turning off your screen or flipping your phone over so that you don't even think of it.
Yeah, so set the environment up. Yeah. And then if you do have a hard time going to sleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night, like some of us, to go to the bathroom and then and then can't go back to sleep,
just get up then. Go, and whether it's, I don't know that I would suggest necessarily getting on your phone or watching TV, because that's going to keep you up. But maybe go get some milk. Try to keep it as dark as you can without getting hurt. But just something this way that
activity.
Trying to reset your body, like, okay, we're going to bed now. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, it's funny because, you know, we can train ourselves to like be in the bed tossing and turning. Like when we do that and we stay there, we're really training ourselves to just have that experience. So when we kind of break
this
that
is
cycle,
okay.
Right? So breaking that cycle, they say like 15 to 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, maybe tops.
Okay.
If you're tossing and turning, then you're not going to go to sleep.
It's not happening.
Just get up. So awesome. Thank you so much for these great tips.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm glad I got to share these tips, and I hope to bring you so much more.
You will. So if you are interested in working with Toni and hearing some other tips from her, give us a call, 813-434-3639. You can set up a free consultation, have a chat with her to see how she can help you with what's going on with you in your world. Otherwise, happy Tuesday, friends.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Have a great week. Talk to you soon.
Bye.